you tell me things. Oh, excuse me one moment, would you please? For a moment there I thought it might be Tony. I'm sorry I interrupted you. What were we talking about?
I was just telling you that I murdered exactly 52 people since I saw you last.
Oh, yes, one a week. How did you do it?
Every way I could think of. I electrocuted some in the bath, locked others in the garage with the motor running, or pushed them through windows and over cliffs. Other weeks I preferred to poison, shoot, strangle, stab, slug, or suffocate.
Just according to how you felt?
When you write for that kind of television, you don't have time to feel anything.
Where do you get all your ideas from?
Oh, newspaper stories, police files, bad dreams, other writers.
You once told me you'd never write anything that wasn't original.
You try being original 52 times a year.
Well, what happens if you dry up and you just can't think of anything?
If it comes to that, I just use my 3 hats.
What do you mean?
I've got 3 old hats now. Who kills who, how, and why.
Well, which is what? What's why?
Why is the motive for killing? You've got to have a motive, you know. There are only 5 important ones. Fear, jealousy, money, revenge, and protecting someone you love. I just write them down on pieces of paper and pick one out of the white hat.
Sounds rather like sorting the week's washing.
Well, it's about as artistic as that, but better paid. It's no more frustrating than writing plays that aren't produced, or novels that aren't published. And don't forget this. It all goes to prove that White-O makes teeth white, bright, and bite.
Let's have your glass, Max.
No, I'm all right, thanks.
I could hardly believe it when I heard your voice. I thought you were calling from New York at first.
Yes, I thought you were shouting a little louder than necessary. As a matter of fact, I was just around the corner. Is it all right, my phoning like that?
Oh, yes, of course.
Was that Tony who answered?
Yes, it was. Oh, I do hope he won't be too long. Poor darling, he always gets caught when we're going to the theater. Oh, I'm sorry. You were not here on a holiday this time?
No, not this time. I came over to write some short TV films. After that, I think I'll knock off for a year and write that novel. I've got to write it someday.
Another crime story?
Oh, I have to stick to crime. It's my stock in trade. But there's no reason that a murder story can't be as good as anything else. And I think I could write a good one if I took the time. I thought of a pretty fair gimmick on the plane coming over. There's a pair of twins, identical. One lives in Paris, the other in New York. And all of a sudden they both...
Max, before Tony comes, I think I ought to explain something to you.
Yeah?
I've never told Tony about us.
Oh?
Well, when you rang up yesterday, I simply told him that you were a writer that I had met when he was in America.
Well, that's true enough.
And I said I'd met you again when you were going back to New York, and that you promised that you would call us if you ever came back here.
I see.
Max, I know you think it's silly, but when you get to know Tony, you'll understand why.
Margot, I'd like to get one thing straight. Things are okay now between you and Tony?
Yes, they couldn't be better, and I would like to keep it that way.
Well, I'm very glad. At least I guess I will be when I get used to the idea.
And Max, there's something else. I wasn't going to tell you this.
Come on, what's happening?
Do you remember those letters that you wrote me?
Of course.
Well, after I read them, I burned them. I thought it best. All except one, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
I can guess. I never should have written it.
I know. But I loved it just the same. I used to carry it around with me everywhere I went. Well, one day, Tony and I were going out to the country to visit some friends, and we were standing on the platform. I noticed that my handbag was missing, and the letter was inside.
I see. Where was this?
At Victoria Station. I thought I must have left it in the restaurant, so when I went back to get it, it had gone.
You never found it?
Oh, I recovered the handbag about 2 weeks later, but the letter wasn't there. And then about a week after that, I got a note telling me how I could get my letter back.
Go on.
It said that I should draw 50 pounds from my bank account, all in 5-pound notes, and then exchange them for used 1-pound notes. It said if I went to the police or told anyone, they would show the letter to my husband.
May I see it? print it, all capitals. Anyone could have done this.
And then 2 days later, I got this one.
Both mailed in Brixton. Money in a packet and mailed to John S. King, 23 Newport Street, Brixton, Southwest 9. You will get your letter by return. Oh,
It's a little shop. People use it as a forwarding address.
did you mail the money?
Yes, but the letter was never returned. So after waiting 2 weeks, I went there. They said they'd never heard of a man by that name, and the parcel was still there. It had never been opened.
Well, I suppose that's something. May I keep these?
Yes, if you like.
You didn't tell Tony?
No, I didn't tell anyone. I just don't understand why the man didn't collect the money.
He was probably in jail by that time. You never heard from him again?
No.
Well, let me know if you do. I'll find him and fix him so he can't read, let alone write. Is that when you asked me to stop writing?
Yes. I was in an awful panic. I imagined that every letter you wrote would be opened and read by someone.
Why didn't you tell me?
No, you couldn't have done anything, and besides, you would have made me tell Tony and the police. If it was only 50 pounds, I thought I would just pay up and have done with it.
Margot, you ever going to tell Tony about us?
No, I couldn't possibly tell him that now.
Why not? Don't you think we'd all get on better if you did?
Please, Max, I know Tony, you don't.
You don't have to tell me. Just the thought of meeting him makes me, shall we say, uncomfortable.
I'm fine. He's changed a lot this last year. Now he's the model husband. In fact, it was exactly a year ago that it happened.
What happened?
Tony suddenly grew up. Seemed to change overnight from a rather selfish little person to a reasonable adult. Do you remember that night when I came to say goodbye?
How could I forget? Tony had gone off to play in a tennis tournament.
He had, but he came back. I'm not very good at writing about things like this, so I didn't even try. But after I left you that evening, I came back here, sat down on the sofa, and I had a good cry. And then I fell asleep, and when I woke up, Tony was standing in the hallway with his bags and tennis rackets. He said he had given up tennis for good and wanted to settle down.
Just like that?
Just like that. Of course, I didn't believe him at first. I got so used to tagging along after him everywhere he went, I could see no end to it. But he meant it all right. The very next day, he went out and he got himself a real job. What were we doing exactly a year ago?
I was putting mushrooms into the spaghetti. I nearly turned around and said, I can't go through with this. Let's find Tony and have it out with.
I felt exactly the same way. I wanted so badly to say something to you, but all I could do was just stand there, quite useless, and drip on the end of my nose. What did you do after I left?
I walked along the embankment and stared at the Chelsea Gas Works.
Were you thinking about the gas works or me?
Neither. I was writing a story. I always do when I'm miserable.
A sad story?
Triumphant story. My hero was an eminent writer coming from America with his pockets full of money, ready to snatch his lady love from the arms of her jealous husband.
Only to find that husband and wife were perfectly happy, thank you.
He was very glad to know it.
Nice. Let's drink to the way things turn out.
To the way things turn out.
Hello, darling. How are you? We thought you were never coming.
Sorry I'm late, darling. The boss flew in just as I was leaving.
Oh, Tony, this is Max Halliday.
Hello, Max. Tony. I'm terribly sorry I'm late. Margot been looking after you? How's your drink?
Oh, we've been drinking ourselves silly waiting for you.
How do you like it over here, Max?
Fine.
Is this your first visit to London?
No. I was here a year ago for a vacation.
That's right, Margot told me. You write for the radio, don't you?
Television for my sins.
Ah, yes, television. Poor fellow. Will you be staying long?
I'm not sure. I have some writing to do. When that's finished, I'd like to stay a while longer and do some travel.
Good idea. Oh, but don't spend all your time in museums and cathedrals. Once you've seen one, you've seen a lot, if you ask me. Do you fish?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Pity. If you did, I suggest you go to
Darling,
Scotland.
he doesn't fish.
No, he doesn't. That's that. If you need showing around at all, Max, you just let us know. Darling, you could take Max to the Tower of London.
Oh, I'm afraid I've already been there.
Oh, what a shame. I've always wanted to go to the tower. Seriously, Max, if there's anything at all we can do, you just let us know.
Thank you, Tony. I'll remember that.
Darling, it's getting late. Did you reserve your table?
Yes, 7 o'clock.
Okay, then let's get our coats on.
Darling, a slight alteration in plans.
Now, don't say you can't go.
I'm afraid so. Old man Burgess is flying to Brussels on Sunday. They'll have to have our monthly reports in by tomorrow.
Oh, no. Well, can't you do it when you get back tonight?
Afraid not. It should take hours. She'll have to fake half of it.
Well, can't you join us after the theater? We might go somewhere.
Keep your ring in the intermission. If I'm inspired, I might make it.
Try. I'll get my case on.
Here are the tickets, Max.
Thanks.
I'm afraid this is terribly rude of me.
Not at all. I'm sorry you can't come, though.
I was coming to dinner with me.
Oh, thanks. I'd like to.
Wait. Are you doing anything tomorrow night?
Saturday. I don't think so.
Perfect. How would you like to come to a stag party with me just down the road?
A stag party?
Yes. Some American boys have been playing tennis all over the continent. We're giving them sort of a farewell dinner.
Oh. I know tennis player.
Oh, that doesn't matter. You know New York and all that. Darling, Max is coming to the party tomorrow night.
Oh, good. Well, you must stop by here first and have a drink.
That's the idea.
Oh, darling, aren't you dressing?
Oh, yes, dinner jackets. Is that all right?
Well, no. My trunk was supposed to arrive today, but it hasn't.
I suppose you could rent one.
Oh, don't be silly. Darling, it's not that important.
I've got it. I got it.
No, we really are going to be late.
Should I try to get a taxi?
Oh, no, we can usually pick one up. Tony, we really must go.
Just a second. Here, Max. Try this on.
What on earth?
Oh, it's only my old single-breasted, I know, but I think it will do.
Look, if dressing was as important as all this, you know.
Nonsense.
Darling, that dreadful old thing, it breathes a lot.
Well, they said the writer don't do anything for a square meal.
It is rather meager, isn't it?
I refuse to let you send Max out looking like a scarecrow. Certainly he can go as he is.
Anyway, my stuff ought to be here by tomorrow. Let's hope that it is.
Oh, hurry, Max. Let's go before he tries on the pants.
Well, enjoy yourselves. Hey, Max.
Yeah.
Try and sell the odd ticket. Have a drink on the proceeds. Bye.
Hello?
Hello, Hampstead 2837.
Yes.
Could I speak to Captain Lesgate, please?
Speaking.
Oh, good evening. You don't know me. My name's Fisher. I understand you have a car for sale.
An American car.
Yes, I saw it at your garage. How much are you asking?
1100.
1100. I see. Well, it certainly looks just the job for me, but I don't like the price much.
I didn't like it when I bought it.
Now, when can we meet?
How about tomorrow afternoon?
Well, I don't think I can manage that. No, I can't. And I'm going to Liverpool on Sunday. I was rather hoping... I say, I don't suppose you could bring her around to my home tonight.
Where is it?
I made a veil. I'd call on you, only I twisted my knee rather badly.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What is your address?
61A Charrington Gardens. It's...
Harrington.
Yes, it's about a 2 minutes walk after you go to the underground.
I'll be there in about an hour.
About an hour. Well, that's very good of you. Well, by the way, will you be bringing the car?
No, I'm afraid I can't tonight.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Perhaps you could bring the registration book and any necessary papers.
Well, of course.
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't finish this all here and now, provided you drop the price sufficiently.
I'm afraid that's entirely out of the question.
Well, we'll see what a couple of drinks can do. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Captain Lesgate.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes, Captain Lesgate.
Yeah.
Do come in. Let me have your coats. This is very good. Did you have any trouble finding your way?
Not at all.
Do sit down.
Thank you.
Now, how about a drink?
You know, I can't help thinking that I have seen you somewhere before.
Funny you should mention that. The moment I opened the door, Wait a minute. Lesgate? You're not Lesgate. Swan. C.J. Swan. Or was it C.A.?
C.A. You have a better memory than I have. Fisher, when did we meet?
Weren't you of Cambridge?
Yes.
Must have been 20 years ago. You wouldn't remember me. I only came here last year.
Well, what a coincidence.
This calls for a special. I was planning to pawn you off on an indifferent port. Now, let's see what we have here. How about this?
Perfect. So, tell me, how did you know that my car was for sale?
Your garage told me.
That's odd. I don't remember telling anyone over there.
Yes, I came in for a fill-up. Asked them if they knew anyone that had an American car for sale. Well, they gave me your phone number. I do say it is for sale, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Good. But I refuse to discuss price until you've had at least 3 brandies.
Well, I warn you, I drive a hard bargain. Drunk or sober.
So do I.
You know, I believe I have seen you somewhere since we left Cambridge.
Ever been to Wimbledon?
That's it. Wendis. Tony Wendis. Well, then what's all this about Fisher?
What's all this about Lesgate? Would you like a cigar?
No, I'll stick to my pipe if you don't mind.
That's one habit you've changed.
Oh?
Yes, I seem to remember that back in college you were fond of rather expensive cigars. Wait a minute, I think I have a photo of you here somewhere. Yes, here, from a dinner reunion. There you are on the right with the biggest cigar in the business.
That was the first and the last reunion that I ever went to. My, what a murderous thug I look.
Yes, you do, rather. Of course, I always remember you from the college ball. You were the treasurer, weren't you?
Honorary treasurer.
Yes.
I used to organize the beastly things.
There was some money stolen, wasn't there?
Oh, yes. Nearly 100 pounds. I put it in a safe box in my study. The morning it was gone. Still makes me sweat to think about it.
Oh, it was a college porter, of course.
Yes. Poor old Alfred. He never could back a winner. They found the cash box in his back garden.
But not the money.
Good Lord. 20 years ago.
So what are you doing nowadays?
I deal in property. I don't follow tennis very closely. Did you play at Wimbledon this year?
No, I've given up tennis. Or rather, tennis gave me up. One has to make a living sometime. I had a pretty good run for the money, though. Around the world 3 times.
I suppose they treated you like a film star.
Film stars get paid.
Well, there's that.
I managed to save some in expenses. In 7 years, I put away a little over 1,000 pounds. Not much compared to your film stars.
Well, what are you doing now? Making up for lost time?
Oh, I sell sporting equipment. Not very lucrative, but it gives me plenty of spare time.
Well, I'm here to tell you, you managed to run a very comfortable place here.
Oh, my wife has money of her own. Otherwise, I should hardly feel like spending 1,000 pounds on your car.
1,100. Yes, people with capital don't know how fortunate they are. I've already resigned myself to living on what I can earn.
You could always marry for money.
Yes, I suppose some people do make a business of that.
I know I did.
You mean to tell me that the girl that you fell in love with
just happened to have some money of her own?
No, I always intended to marry for money. I had to. Whilst I was in first-class tennis, I met wealthy people all over the world. I was somebody while my win lasted. I made up my mind then to snap up the first chance I got. I very nearly married a tubby Boston Deb with $5 million. Got as far as pictures in the papers, and then she threw me over for an heir to a chain of grocery stores. Funny how they stick together. In the end, I settled for a great deal less, far more easily. My wife had been a fan of mine for some time.
Well, that's putting it pretty bluntly.
Have I shocked you?
No, not at all. I always admire a man who knows what he wants.
To know what you want to pay for, that's the thing. Everything has its price. People fail because they want to buy cheap. I've learned to pay a big price for anything I really want. I usually get it.
Yes, I'm sure that you do. I really don't have too much time.
I was telling you about my wife. She got her money from her late aunts, who got it from her late husband, who got it from his first wife. A big chunk gets lopped off every time somebody dies, but a good amount has managed to filter through.
You say that you married for money. Why do you suppose she married you?
I was a tennis star. She would never marry a commercial salesman.
But you've given up tennis. She hasn't left you.
She very nearly did.
Here, Wendell, let me. You got a groggy knee there.
Thanks, old boy. Let's have that bottle right over here, shall we?
It's a good idea.
Would you like me to tell you about it?
About what?
About how my wife nearly left me.
Well, it's your privilege. You're the host.
To be quite frank, I think you might help. Just man-to-man advice, you know?
I'm at your service.
After we were married, I played in the various championships and Margot tagged along. I think she found it all a bit much. Hospitality outside of this country can be pretty exhausting. When we returned, she tried to persuade me to give up tennis and to look after her instead. In the end, we compromised. I went alone to America for the grass course season and returned after the national championships. I soon realized a lot had changed since I've been gone. For one thing, she wasn't in love with me anymore. There were phone calls that would end abruptly if I happened in. And there was an old school friend she used to visit from time to time. And one day we had a row. I wanted to play in a covered court tournament, and as usual, she didn't want me to go. I was in the bedroom. Phone rang. It sounded pretty urgent. After that, she was rather keen that I should go to that tournament after all. So I packed my kit in the car and drove off. I cut 2 streets away, walked back in my tracks. 10 minutes later, she came out of this house and took a taxi. I took another. Her old school friend had a studio in Chelsea. I could see them through the studio window. He was cooking spaghetti over a gas ring. They didn't say much. They just looked very natural together. It's funny how you can tell when people are in love. Then I began to walk. As I did, I began to wonder, what would happen if she ever left me? All these expensive tastes I'd acquired while I was at the top, and now, big-time tennis had finished with me, and so apparently had my wife. I can never remember being so scared. Dropped into a pub, had a few drinks. As I sat there, I began to think of all sorts of things. I thought of 3 ways of killing him. I even thought of killing her. That seemed far more sensible. Just as I was working out how to do it, I saw something that completely changed my mind. I didn't go to that tournament after all. When I returned, she was sitting exactly where you are now. I told her I decided to give up tennis and to look after her instead.
Well,
As it turns out, I needn't have got so worked up after all. Apparently, the spaghetti eating had been sort of a farewell dinner. The boyfriend had been called back to New York.
oh, an American.
Yes. After that, there were long letters from them. They usually arrived on Thursdays. She burned all of them, except one. Now, when she kept with her all the time, she transferred it from handbag to handbag. The letter became an obsession to me. I had to find out what was in it. And eventually I did. A letter made for very interesting reading.
You mean you stole it?
Yes. I even wrote her 2 anonymous notes offering to sell it back.
Why?
Because I thought that would make her come and tell me all about it. But it didn't, so I kept the letter.
why are you telling me all of this?
Because you're the only person I can trust. Anyway, that did it. Must have put the fear of God into them because the letters stopped. We lived happily ever after. Funny to think that just a year ago I was in that Knightsbridge pub, actually planning to murder her. I might have done it too, if I hadn't seen something to change my mind.
Well, what did you see?
So,
What's so odd about that?
the coincidence. See, only a few weeks before, the fellows and I had been at a reunion dinner. We were talking about you. About how you were court-martialed during the war. Spent a year in prison. That was news. Oh, mind you, back in college, we'd always said old Swan would end up in jail. That cash box, I suppose.
What about it?
Oh, dear fellow, everybody knows you stole that money. Poor old Alfred.
Well, thanks for the drink. Very interesting hearing about all of your matrimonial affairs, I'm sure. I take it you won't be wanting the car after all?
Don't you want me to tell you why I brought you here?
Yes. I think you better.
It's when I saw you in the pub. Suddenly, everything became clear. See, only a short time before, Margot and I had made out our wills. Quite short affairs, leaving everything we had to each other in the event of an accident. Hers worked out at just over 90,000 pounds. Investments, mostly. All a little too easy to get at. That was dangerous, as they were bound to suspect me. Need an alibi. Good one. Then I saw you. I often wondered what happens to people when they come out of prison. They get jobs. Two old friends rally round. What if they never had any friends to begin with? I became so curious that I followed you. I followed you home that night and I said, do you mind handing me your glass? Thank you. Thank you very much. And I've been following you ever since. Why? Because I thought that sooner or later I'd be able to catch you with something and be able to, I don't know,
Blackmail me?
influence you. Anyway, after a few weeks I learned your routine. And that made it a lot easier.
It's been rather dull work.
In the beginning, yes. But you know how it is. You take up a new hobby, the more you learn about it, the more fascinating it becomes. It became quite fascinating to me. In fact, there were times I felt that you almost belonged to me.
Well, that must have been fascinating.
You went dog racing on Mondays and Thursdays. I even took it up myself just to be near you. You changed your name to Adams.
I got bored with Swan. Is there any crime in that?
None at all. We used to go to a private little club in Soho. It had an odd name. Kettle of Fish, that's it. I believe the police closed that down recently as something about someone taking drugs or something.
I don't know anything about that. I went there to eat. There's no crime in that.
Whatever. In fact, there was nothing illegal about you. I got quite discouraged. One day you disappeared from your lodgings. So I phoned your landlady. I told her Mr. Adams owed me £5. That was nothing. Apparently Mr. Adams owed her 6 weeks' rent and her best lodger £55. And Mr. Adams had always been such a nice gentleman. That's what seemed to upset her the most.
Yes, that's what always upsets them the most.
I say, oh boy, if you're going to have another drink, do you mind putting on these gloves? Now where was I? Oh yes, I'd lost you. Then I found you one day at dog racing. Took you home to your new apartment in Belsize Park. There, Mr. Adams had become Mr. Wilson. And Mr. Wilson left Belsize Park in July, owing 15 weeks' rent, somewhat the richer for having known one, Miss Wallace. He used to go out with Miss Wallace on Wednesdays and Sundays. She really was in love with you, wasn't she? I suppose she thought you were growing that handsome mustache just to please her.
This is all most interesting. Do go on.
July, August, September. Apartment 127, Carlisle Court. Occupants, Mrs. Van Dorn. Her late husband left her 2 hotels and a large apartment building, furnished. Oh, what a base to operate from. Oh, except she does so like to be courted, and she is so very expensive. Perhaps that's why you've been trying to sell her car for the past month.
Mrs. Van Dorn asked me to sell it for her.
I know. I called her just before you came over. She only wanted 800 pounds.
Where's the nearest police station?
Opposite the church, 2 minutes walk.
Suppose I was to walk there now.
What would you tell them?
Everything.
Everything. All about Mr. Adams and Mr. Wilson.
I shall simply say that you've been trying to blackmail me into murdering your wife.
I almost wish that you would. When she heard that, we'd have the biggest laugh of our lives.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Am I?
You told me a few things tonight.
What of it?
Suppose I was to tell the police how you followed her to that studio in Chelsea. How you watched them as they were cooking spaghetti and all that other rubbish. Wouldn't that ring a little bell?
Certainly would. You'd think you followed her there yourself.
Me? Huh. Why should I?
Why should you steal her handbag? Why should you write her those 2 blackmail notes? Can you prove that you did? You certainly can't prove that I did. A straight case of your word against mine.
That ought to puzzle them. What would you say?
Simply tell them that you came over here tonight half drunk and tried to borrow money from me on the strength that we were once in college together. When I refused, you said something about a letter belonging to my wife. So here's I could figure you were trying to sell it to me. So I gave you what money I had, and you gave me the letter. It has your fingerprints on it, remember? I shall then tell them that you told me if I went to the police, you'd tell them this crazy story about me wanting you to murder my wife. But before we go any further, do consider the inconvenience. I am very well known. There's bound to be photos of you as well. Sooner or later, there'll be a deputation of lodgers and landladies come forth to testify to your character. Someone is almost certain to have seen you with Miss Wallace. I noticed you were always very careful about not being seen with her. You usually went to those out-of-the-way places where no one would recognize you. Like that little tea shop in Pimlico.
That was her idea, not mine.
Yeah, it was rather crummy, wasn't it? Hardly the type of place to take Mrs. Van Dorn. By the way, does Mrs. Van Dorn know about Mr. Adams, and Mr. Wilson, and Miss Wallace? You were planning to marry Mrs. Van Dorn, weren't you?
Smart, aren't you?
Not really. You're just here trying to think things out. That's why I know you're going to agree.
What makes you think that I'll agree?
For the same reason that a donkey with a stick behind him and a carrot in front goes forwards and not backwards.
Tell me about the carrot.
1,000 pounds in cash.
For a murder?
For a few minutes' work, that's all that it is. There's no risk, I guarantee. It should appeal to you. You've been skating on thin ice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You should. It was in all the newspapers. Middle-aged woman found dead due to an overdose of cocaine. It appeared as though she'd been taking the stuff for some time, but nobody knows where she got it. But we know, don't we? Poor Miss Wallace. Yes, I think you should take a vacation abroad. Surely a honeymoon with Mrs. Van Dorn is preferable to 10 years in Dartmoor. 5,000 pounds would see you safely married to her. You will find that it makes such a difference to have money in the family.
This 1,000 pounds. Where is it?
It's in an attaché case.
Where?
Somewhere in London. It's in a check room. Of course, we don't meet again. But when you've delivered the goods, I shall mail you the check room ticket, along with the key to the attaché case. You can take this 100 pounds when it comes.
The police would only have to trace one of those notes back to you, and they'd hang us both from the same rope.
They won't. For the past year, I've cashed an extra 20 pounds a week, always in fivers. I then change them in for these at my leisure.
Let's see your bank statement.
By all means. Don't touch.
Turn back a page. balance has gone down by over 1,000 pounds in a year. Suppose the police were to ask you about that.
I go dog racing twice a week.
Well, then they'll talk to your bookmaker.
Like you, I always bet on the tote. Satisfied?
When is this supposed to happen?
Tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow? Oh, there's not a chance. I've got to think this thing over.
It has to be tomorrow. I plan things that way.
Where?
Approximately where you're standing now.
How?
Tomorrow evening, Halliday. That's the American boyfriend, and I go to a stag party just down the road. Exactly 23 minutes to 11, you'll enter this apartment through the street door. Find the key to this door under the stair carpet here.
The fifth step.
That's the one. Behind the curtains and hide. Exactly 20 minutes to 11. I shall go to the phone in the hotel lobby. Call my boss. He shall dial the wrong number. This number. When the phone rings, you'll notice the light go on underneath the bedroom door. When the bedroom door opens, the light will stream across the room, so don't move until she answers the phone. You've finished. Pick up the phone, give a soft whistle. Don't say a word, I shan't say anything. When I hear you whistle, I shall hang up and redial. The correct number this time. I shall then speak to my boss and return to the party as if nothing had happened.
What happens then? Go on.
Find this suitcase here with some of my clothes for the cleaners. Take it, take the clothes out onto the floor, and then fill the suitcase with that cigarette box and some of these cups. Close the lid, but don't latch it. Leave it just as it is.
As if I left in a hurry.
That's the idea. Now, the window. It's locked, unlock it. Push the window open. And leave exactly the same way you came in.
Just a minute. I'm supposed to leave by that window.
No, you're supposed to leave by this door. Exactly the same way you came in. This is the most important thing. As you're leaving, return the key to the same place from where you found it.
Under the stair cart.
Yes.
Well, what exactly is supposed to have happened here?
They'll assume you came through that window. You thought no one was at home, so you took the suitcase and went to work. She heard a noise, switched on her light, saw it under the bedroom door. She hid behind the curtains. When she came in here, you attacked her before she could scream. Once you realized you'd actually killed her, panicked, bolted into the garden, leaving your loot behind.
Just a minute. All right. I'm supposed to have entered through those windows.
Yes.
But what if the windows were locked?
It wouldn't matter. She often goes into the garden and takes a walk before she turns in. She usually forgets to lock up. That's what I should tell the police.
Yes, but what if she says that
She's
if
not
she
going
was-
to say anything, is she?
Is there any reason why I shouldn't leave through the garden?
Yes, there's a gate at the other end. You have to climb it. If you were seen, you might be followed.
All right. I leave the flat. I put the key back underneath the stair carpet. I go out through the street door. What if the street door is locked? How am I supposed to get in the first
The
place?
street door is never locked.
When will you get back?
Around 12. I shall bring Halliday back for a nightcap. We'll find her together. We shall have been together since we left. There's my alibi.
You're forgetting something.
What?
When you return with, what's his name, Halliday, how are you going to get back into the apartment?
I shall let myself in.
Yes, but your key will be under the stair carpet. He's bound to see you take it out. That'll give away the whole show.
It won't be my key, it will be hers. She'll take her key from her handbag before she leaves. Before we leave, rather. She'll put it underneath the stair carpet. She won't be going out, so she won't miss it. When I return, I should use my key to let ourselves in. While Halliday's out searching around in the garden or something, I should take her key from under the stair carpet, turn it to her handbag, and the police arrive.
How many keys are there to that door?
Just hers and mine. Maid of Ale.
Tony, it's me.
Hello, darling. How's it going?
Wonderfully. It's a really dreadful play, and we're enjoying every minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad.
How are you?
Oh, very tired. I just put on some coffee to try to stay awake. Oh, darling, could you hold on just a minute? I think there's somebody at the door. Careful, you can be seen from the window. Sorry, darling, false alarm.
You will join us, won't you?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I hardly seem to have started.
Oh, Tony, it never does work out, does it?
We shall manage one day.
I say, darling,
Yes.
it seems awfully mean, but would you mind if Max and I went somewhere afterwards? You see, there's
Oh, of course not. What do you want to do, dance?
Yes.
Take him to Jerry's.
How do we get in?
I'll just mention my name at the door. I'm not sure about the band, but the food's good. Oh, darling, by the way, you got something written in here in your diary, and Maureen wants us to go with her on Wednesday. I can't make it out. It looks like Al Bensall. Who's he? Another one of your boyfriends?
Albert Hall, you silly.
Oh, the Albert Hall, of course. I'm so glad we can't go to Maureen. She's such a...
Oh, darling, there's the bell. I must fly.
All right, darling. Have a good time. Well, after that he lost concentration, didn't win another game.
Where is the picture of the Maharaja?
Oh, it's somewhere there amongst the loose ones. When are you going to, paste in all these press?
Oh, I shall find time one of these days. Here he is. There's the Maharaja. Isn't he dreamy?
He has 4 Rolls Royces and enough jewels to sink a battleship. All he wanted to do was play Wimbledon.
Oh, the poor darling. He was so short-sighted he could barely see the end of his racket, let alone the ball.
What's write a book about all this?
Why don't you two collaborate? A detective novel with a tennis background.
Murder on the center court. How about it, Max? Will you provide me with the perfect murder?
I think I'd like one.
How do you go about writing a detective story?
Forget the detection and concentrate on crime. Crime's the thing. Imagine you're going to steal something or murder someone.
Is that how you do it?
I just keep putting myself in the criminal's shoes and keep saying, well, what would I do next?
Do you really believe in the perfect murder?
Absolutely. On paper. I think I can plan one better than most people, but I doubt if I can carry it out.
Why not?
Because in stories, things happen at the other level. In real life, they don't. Always. I imagine my murders would be rather like my fridge. They made some damn stupid mistake, but never realized it until I found that everyone was looking at me.
We better drink up, Max.
All right, sir?
Oh, are you doing anything tomorrow?
No, I don't think so.
Why don't we all drive down to Windsor for lunch?
Good idea. Come along early. At least, well, not too early. We may be nursing a hangover.
About 11.
That'll be fine. By the way, dear, did I lend you my last key? I can't find mine anywhere.
Well, I may have both in my handbag. I'll just look.
It's raining pretty hard, Max. I could lend you a raincoat if that would help.
This will do. There's a car, is it?
No, just down the road.
I only have one in here. Are you sure yours isn't in your overcoat?
Yes, I look. Could you lend me yours?
Well, that's rather awkward.
Why?
I thought I might go out this evening.
Tonight?
Yes, I thought I might go to a movie or something.
Why aren't you going to listen to the radio? Saturday night theater.
No, it's a thriller. I don't like thrillers when I'm alone.
See,
Besides, I'll be back before you, so I can let you in.
we won't be back till after midnight. Are you sure you'll be up?
You can always leave your key under the proverbial mat.
All right, chaps. Had it here in my gloves all the time.
Oh, well, that settles that.
What movie are you going to?
Oh, the classic, I expect.
Did you get in Saturday night?
I can always try. Now, don't make me stay in. You know how I hate doing nothing.
Nothing, but there are hundreds of things you could do. Have you called Peggy about last weekend? And what about all these press clippings? It's an ideal opportunity.
Well, I like that. You go gallivanting, and I have to stay home and do these silly press clippings.
All right, we won't go.
What do you mean?
Well, it's perfectly obvious that you don't want us to go, so we won't. We'll stay here with you. What should we do? Play cards?
Oh, Tony, please.
Better phone the Grendon and tell him we're not coming.
Darling, please, don't let's be childish about this. I'll do your old press parade.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
But I do want to. Have we any paste?
There's some on the desk, I think.
Scissors, in the mending basket there. Well, the paste tube is empty. I would be. Oh, never mind. Mrs. Lucas is bound to have some.
Who's she?
Oh, she was supposed to cross the road. I'll run over there later. Thank you, darling.
Well, why not make some? All you need is some flour and starch.
Good idea. Do you know how to do it, Max?
2 shakes.
Good old Max. I'm sorry, darling. Was I terribly unreasonable?
No, I don't mind. I tell you what. I'll paste these in tonight, and you put up that shelf in the kitchen as you promised.
First thing tomorrow, promise.
Where's the starch?
I'll show you. Wow, without the chive.
Well, if it starts to get thick, add a little water. Keep stirring.
Now keep the fire in for us, darling.
I will.
Oh, and it's just possible that old man Burgess might call. If he does, give him our number. It's Brendan.
Where is it?
It's there in the address book.
All right. Well, you two look after each other.
We will. Good night, Margot.
Good night, Max. You'll run Max home in the car afterwards, won't you?
Of course. We'll drop in for a nightcap. Are you sure you won't be up?
I shall be fast asleep, and I don't want to be disturbed.
We'll be quiet as mice.
Good night.
Good night. Fargo?
Tony, Tony,
Jo-
darling.
Darling, what's the matter?
Come home quickly, please.
Darling, pull yourself together. What's the matter?
A man attacked me. He tried to strangle me.
Is he gone?
Now he's dead. Tony, Tony, are you still there?
Darling,
Yes.
listen very carefully.
Yes, I'm listening.
Don't touch anything.
I won't.
Don't touch anything. Don't talk to anyone until I get back.
All right, I won't touch anything.
Promise?
Yes, I promise. Just get back here quickly, please.
It's all right. It'll be all right. What happened?
I got something around my neck. I think it was a stocking.
Let me see. I better call a doctor.
But he's dead.
I guess he must have driven those scissors right through himself when he fell.
Did you call the police? When will they get
All
here?
right, let me cover him up. What are you doing?
Can you give me a glass of water, please?
It's better.
Would you shut the window, please?
No, we mustn't touch anything until the police arrive.
When will they get here?
Have you called them already?
No, you told me not to speak to anyone. Shouldn't you call them now?
Yes, just a minute.
I'll go get dressed.
Why?
They'll want to talk to me.
They're not going to talk to you.
But they'll have to ask me questions.
I can wait until tomorrow. I'll tell them everything they need to know. You go on into bed. I'll phone them right away.
Tony, why did you phone me?
What? Never mind. Look, I just thought of something. You said he had a stocking or something?
Yes, I think it was a stocking or a scarf. Isn't it there?
No, I don't see one, but I'm sure the police will find it. No, just go on to bed. I'll phone them right away.
Tony, where's Max?
I told him to go straight home. Hello, operator, give me the police.
Did you tell him?
No, I wasn't sure what happened, so I just told him I was feeling rough. John, just go on to bed.
May you hail police?
Police? Yes, there's been a ghastly accident.
Yes, sir.
A man has been killed.
Your name, sir?
A Wendis.
D-I-double-S?
No, D-I-C-E.
Your address, sir?
61A Sherrington Gardens. It's the ground floor apartment.
When was this accident?
About 10 minutes ago. Look, a man attacked my wife.
A burglar?
Yes, look, I'll tell you everything when you get here. How long will it be?
About 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Don't touch anything, will you, sir?
No, we won't touch anything.
Tony?
It won't be a minute, dear.
We'd better call Max and tell him.
I already did. He's on his way over.
Did he enjoy the party?
Yes, he did. He gave a remarkably good speech, except that he kept referring to us as limeys. Yeah, Max is all there. Where did you dig him up?
I met him at Peggy's once, and then I met him again just before he went back to New York.
Oh, that's right. You told me.
Darling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say I've closed the shutters in the bedroom.
Why?
Well, people have started going out for their morning newspaper. We now have a collection of refined snoopers.
Is it in the papers already?
No, but news travels fast. What were you going to say?
I don't remember. It's gone now.
Maid of Ale.
Mrs. Wendass, please.
This is Mr. Wendis.
Oh, good morning, sir. I'm with the CNS News Service. Might I see Mrs. Wendass for a few minutes?
I'm afraid my wife won't be able to see anyone for a few days.
Oh, was she hurt in any way?
No, she's all right now.
I just want one or two photographs.
No, I'm sorry.
But surely she could...
No, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Who is that?
I'm just a reporter. Wanted to take some photos of you.
Suppose we shall have a lot of that.
Not for long. As soon as the inquest is over, they'll forget all about it. So will you.
When will it be?
The inquest? Well, tomorrow or Tuesday, I should think.
What will happen?
Nothing to worry about. The coroner will probably congratulate you on having done such a good job.
For killing a man?
Now, don't start talking like that. It was either him or you. The police surgeon said it best. It was a good thing those scissors were on the desk.
Why were the police here so long last night?
Were they? I didn't notice. I'm afraid I fell asleep right away.
I know you did. The police were coming and going all night. They were here for hours.
I saw the police sergeant. He was a nice chap. He seemed to have everything under control.
Well, at one point I thought they were turning the furniture all around.
They don't seem to have made too big a mess. But they even emptied the wastebasket. That was nice of them.
And someone kept flashing a light under the bedroom door.
Taking photographs, probably.
About 2 o'clock, I just couldn't stand it any longer, so I got up and I came out here
Came out here? Why?
to ask them when they expected to be finished. But when I saw them, I just couldn't say anything. There were 2 men on the floor here with a tape measure, and there was a man outside who kept opening and shutting the window. When I walked in, they all stopped what they were doing, and they looked at me. Such a fool. And on the desk there were a pair of shoes. They were his, I suppose. Tony, it was awful.
Darling, before I forget, the police sergeant wants to know why you didn't phone the police right away last night.
But how could I? You were on the line.
I know.
And you specifically told me not to speak to anyone until you got here.
I know, but I told them a slightly different story.
Why?
I told them that the reason you didn't phone the police right away was that you naturally assumed that I would from the hotel.
Why did you say that?
Because it's a perfectly logical explanation, and they accepted it. If the police got the idea that we delayed calling them, even for a few moments, they'd get nosy, they'd start asking questions.
So you want me to say the same thing?
I think so, yes. Just in case it comes up again. That'll be Max. Here, I'll take these out. We'll let him in.
Good morning, madam.
Oh, good morning.
Mrs. Wendass?
Yes,
I'm a police officer. May I come in?
yes, of course. Excuse me, I'll let my husband know you're here.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, sir. I'm Chief Inspector Hubbard. I'm in charge of the criminal investigation of this division.
I believe I gave your police sergeant all the necessary information last night.
Yes, of course. I've seen his report, but I like to get a few things firsthand. I gather my sergeant only saw you for a few moments, Mrs. Wenders. Mrs. Wenders?
Yes,
My wife was suffering from considerable shock, Inspector.
That was a very nasty experience you had. May I take a look around?
By all means, the bedroom and the bathroom are through here.
Well, he certainly didn't get in by the bathroom.
And the kitchen has bars on the windows.
Yes, I see.
We assumed he came in through these windows here.
I understand you weren't here when it happened, sir.
No, I was at a dinner party at the Brandon Hotel.
Oh, just down the road.
Yes. By a curious coincidence, I happened to be phoning my wife when she was attacked.
So I gather. Do you remember exactly what time that was?
I'm not sure.
Did you happen to notice, Mrs. Wenders?
no, I didn't.
You phoned the police at 3 minutes to 11, sir.
Well, in that case, it must have been about 15 minutes to 11. Do you want to sit down?
Thank you.
Do you have any idea who he was?
Oh, yes. Well, at least we discovered where he lived. There still seems to be some confusion as to his real name.
No.
It appeared he had several. Had you ever seen him before?
No, of course not. Was that him?
Yes, you don't recognize him?
No, I didn't.
Didn't you even catch a glimpse of his face?
No, you see, it was dark. He came from behind. I hardly even saw his face.
Mrs. Wenders, before I showed you this photograph, you said you had never seen him before. Then how would you know that if you never saw his face last night?
I don't think I understand.
Inspector, my wife Cynthia means that as far as she knows, she's never seen the man before.
Is that what you meant?
Yes. Sorry.
How about you, sir? Have you ever seen him before?
No. At least,
Yes?
well, he looks remarkably a lot like someone I was at school with. The mustache makes quite a difference, though.
What's his name?
Now you're asking up. It's been nearly 20 years.
Was it Lesgate?
No.
Wilson?
No.
Swan?
No. Wait a minute. Swan. That's it. I have a picture of him here from a dinner reunion. Look, there he is on the right. Unbelievable.
Have you known him very well?
No, he was senior to me.
Have you met him since then?
No. Well, as a matter of fact, I did. But not to speak to.
When was that?
About 6 months ago. It was at a railway station out Waterloo, I think. I remember thinking how little he changed.
Had he a mustache then?
No.
Oh, Mrs. Wenders, would you show me exactly what happened here last night?
Tony, do I have to?
I'm afraid so, darling.
I was in bed when the phone rang, and I got up and I came out here.
Did you turn this light switch on?
No.
Just show me exactly where you were standing.
I stood here and I picked up the phone.
Are you sure you had your back to the window like that?
Yes.
But why?
Why not?
Why go around the desk? I should have picked it up from this side.
Inspector.
Just a moment, sir.
But I always answer the phone from here.
Why?
So if I want to write anything down, I can hold the phone in my left hand.
I see. All right, go on.
I picked up the phone, and then he must have come from behind the curtains and attacked me. He got something around.
Something? What do you mean, something?
It felt like a staff.
All right, and then what happened?
And he pushed me onto the desk, and I distinctly remember feeling for the scissors
Where were those scissors usually kept?
in the mending basket. I'd forgotten to put them away.
Now, what makes you think he came from behind those curtains?
Where else could he have been?
Well, I suppose the curtains could have been drawn. Did you draw them yourself?
I drew them, Inspector.
Did you lock the window at the same time?
Yes.
Are you quite sure of that, sir?
Yes, I always lock the window when I draw the curtains.
Then how do you suppose he got in this room?
We suppose he broke in.
There's no evidence of a break-in, and that lock is quite undamaged.
But he must have did it. Darling, did you go out to the garden at all after we left, or forget to lock up when you came back in?
Well, I did go out after he attacked me. I needed to get some fresh air. So I pushed the windows open and I stepped out onto the terrace.
Did you call for help?
I had just spoken to my husband on the phone.
Now, you say you pushed the windows open. Are you sure you didn't unlock it first?
Yes, quite sure.
Was it already open?
I don't remember.
Mrs. Wetness, why didn't you ring the police immediately after this happened?
I was trying to get through to the police when I realized that my husband was on the line, and of course I assumed that he would phone the police from the hotel before we came home.
Now, did it ever occur to you to call for a doctor?
No?
Why ever not?
Well, he was dead.
How did you know that?
It was quite obvious.
Did you feel his pulse?
No, of course I didn't. Anyone would have seen that he was dead with those staring eyes.
Then you did see his face afterwards.
I saw his eyes. I can't remember his face.
Inspector, it's obvious my wife has never seen this man before. If he didn't come in through those windows, how did he get in?
As a matter of fact, sir, we are quite certain he came in by this door.
But it was locked.
Darling, did you open the door up any time after we left?
No.
How many keys are there to
There
this
are
door?
only two. Mine was in my handbag, and you had yours with you.
That's right.
Do you hire a caretaker?
He hasn't got one.
Does your charwoman have a key?
No, she hasn't got one either. I'm always in when she comes.
Inspector, what makes you think he came in through that door?
His shoes.
His shoes.
Yes, it was quite wet last night. After that rain, if he had come in through the garden, he would have left marks all over this carpet. He didn't leave any marks, because he wiped his shoes on the front door mat.
How do you know that?
It's a relatively new mat. Some of the fibers came off on his shoes. And there is a tar stain on the mat as well. The fibers show that. There is no question about it.
Wait a minute, I think I've got it. Darling, do you remember when your bag was stolen?
Yes.
Wasn't your key in it?
Yes, but it was still there when I got it back.
No, wait a minute. I want to hear more about this. What sort of
A
bag?
handbag, Inspector. My wife lost it while she was at Victoria Station.
But I got it back from the lost and found about 2 weeks later.
Was anything missing?
All the money had gone.
Anything else?
No.
No papers or letters?
No.
Are you quite sure?
Yes.
Mrs. Wetness, when you lost your handbag, was your latchkey in the bag?
Yes, but it was still there when it was returned.
Whoever stole the money could have had the latchkey copied.
Before you go any further with this, how did he get in through the street door?
The street door is always unlocked.
Yes, I see. Well, he could have had your key copied, and he could have used it to unlock this door. But of course he didn't.
Why not? Why not?
Because if he had, we would have found the key on his body. There was no key found in any of his pockets.
We seem to be right back where we started.
Not quite. Now, Mr. Wentz, you say you saw this man at the Waterloo station. Could it have been Victorian?
It might have been. When did we go to Peggy's, was it? It was Victoria. Now I remember. I saw him in the restaurant.
Now, was that where you left your handbag?
Yes, it was. Don't you remember, dear? I said, there's someone I was at college with or something like that.
I don't remember.
Well, it does appear he had something to do with the handbag after all. The next thing we need to do is get this all down on paper. I'm going to ask both of you to make official statements before the inquest. Now, my office is just a few minutes from here. Perhaps you could come now.
Excuse me. Hello, Max.
Hello, Tony. Margot.
Max, this is Inspector Hubbard. Inspector Hubbard, Max Halliday. He was with me last evening.
How do you do?
Mr. Halliday, since you were with Mr. Wendis last night, you may be able to be of help to us here. Did you happen to notice what time it was when he went to the phone?
Yes, it was about 20 to 11.
And how did you come to notice that?
Well, when Mr. Wendis got up from the table, I thought for a moment we were leaving the party, so I looked at my watch.
Thank you, sir. You see, it was when she went to the phone to answer his call that she was attacked.
You mean you were phoning Margot?
Yes.
But I don't get this. I asked you if we were leaving, and you said you were just going out to phone your boss.
Tony, I remember now what I was going to ask you earlier. Why did you phone me?
Now, wait a minute before I lose the thread of all of this. You, at 20 to 11, left the party to call your boss?
Yes.
Now, how long were you on the phone with your boss before you called your wife?
As a matter of fact, I never did get a hold of him. I lost his number, so I called home to have my wife look it up in the address book.
You mean you hauled me out of bed to give you his number?
I had to. He was flying to Brussels this morning. I had something to tell him. It was rather important.
Wasn't there a telephone directory in the hotel?
Yes, but he's at home. His phone number isn't listed.
So then you never called your boss after all?
No, naturally when I heard what happened here, I forgot all about it.
I see. Mr. Halliday, Mr. and Mrs. Wendis are coming to my office to make their statements. I wonder if you'd be so kind to give me your address. I may want to get in touch with you later.
Certainly.
I'll get my clothes.
I'm staying at the Carfax Hotel.
If you wouldn't mind, just write it down here and put your phone number there as well. Ever been here before, sir?
Yes, about a year ago.
Inspector, there's a devil of a crowd out there. Can't you make them go away?
I'm afraid they will come back faster than they go, sir. May I suggest that we leave by way of the garden? I noticed a gate at the far end.
Yes, there is. I'll just see if it's unlocked.
Does he know about you and Mrs. Wendis?
What are you talking about?
You sent a letter to Mrs. Wendis from New York. We found it in the dead man's inside coat pocket. Now, I didn't want to say anything before because I didn't know how much Mr. Wendis knew. Have you any idea how it got there?
No.
Where's Tony?
He's just gone into the garden.
Mrs. Wendis, when you lost your handbag, did you lose a letter as well?
No.
Margot, it was found in this man's pocket.
You did lose it, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I said that before, didn't I?
Yes, but you see, my husband didn't know about it.
He was blackmailing you, wasn't he?
It's no good, Margot. Tony will have to know about it now.
No!
It's the only thing to do. Inspector, after Mrs. Wendis lost my letter, she received these two notes.
Postmarked February. How many times have you seen this man?
I have never seen him.
Mr. Halliday, I'm going to have to ask you to come along with us.
Yes, of course.
Mrs. Wendis, when you come to my office, there may be police officers present. First, I must warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used in evidence. Now, never mind what you've told me so far. We're going to forget all about that. From now on, tell us exactly what you know about this man and exactly what happened here last night. If you're trying to conceal anything at all, we'll put you in a very serious position.
I wish you would explain what you mean by all of this.
I will. You admit you killed this man. You claim you did it in self-defense. Unfortunately, we have no witnesses, and we have only your word for
I
that.
heard it all over the phone, Inspector.
Oh, and what did you hear, Mr. Wendis?
Well, I I heard a thump.
And did you hear anything else that might indicate a struggle was going on?
Well, what I did here goes along perfectly well with what my wife told me.
And really, what matters is that you're saying all you know is what your wife has told you, isn't it? Mrs. Wendis, you claim this man came in here to burgle your flat. There is no evidence of that. There is evidence, however, he was blackmailing you.
Blackmail?
It's
You
true, Tony.
suggest he came in by that window. But we know he came in by this door.
But he couldn't have gotten in that way. There are only 2 keys. You had yours with you, and mine is right here. See?
Could have let him in.
You're not suggesting she let him in herself, Inspector?
At present, that appears to be the only way he could have entered.
Don't you even believe that I was attacked? How do you think I got these bruises on my throat?
Could have caused those yourself. We found a silk stocking outside the window. It had 2 knots tied in it. Does that mean anything to you?
I suppose it must have been the stocking that he used.
We found a twin stocking wrapped in newspaper at the bottom of the waste paper basket. Can you explain why your attacker would do something like that? Those were your stockings, weren't they?
No!
We know they were. One of the heels was darned with some silk that didn't quite match. We found a reel of that silk in your mending basket.
Tony, there was a pair of stockings in here.
The police deliberately planting evidence in order to ensure conviction. Just didn't know they did it in this country.
Tony, it's been raining for hours last night. They could easily have taken those stockings and done anything with them.
Yes, and they probably wiped his shoes on the mat as well.
Hello?
Hello, Roger. Tony Wendis here. Listen, Roger. We had a break-in last night. Margot was attacked.
Margot? Was she hurt?
No, she's all right, but now the police are here. The man was killed. Don't laugh, but they're suggesting that she killed him intentionally.
I wouldn't say that if I was you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, it is funny, isn't it? Roger, could you come around to the Maidavale police station? Meet us right away.
I'll be there right away.
Thank you, Roger. Thanks. It's all right, Doctor. Roger will meet us at the police station.
Mr. Wendis, I should advise you
Our
that...
lawyer will give us all the advice we need. Thank you.
Here's your bag, Margot.
You are coming, sir.
Oh, yes, of course, Inspector.
I see, yes. Well, I just wondered.
The main obstacles were the export of fruit and vegetables. Agreement has now been reached that the export quotas originally asked for be lowered by 12.5%. The Home Secretary has written to the lawyers of Mrs. Margot Wendis to say that he has decided that there are not sufficient grounds to justify his recommending a reprieve. At the Old Bailey last November, Mrs. Wendis was found guilty of the murder of Charles Alexander Swan and was sentenced to death. The official forecast is that there will be bright periods and showers in all districts today. Frost is expected again tonight, especially in the south. The time is now 11 minutes past 1, and that is the end of the news.
Maidavale?
Mr. Wendis,
Yes.
Pendleton here.
Oh, hello.
Have you decided about the letters?
Yes, I should be quite frank. The cost of the offense has been very high. I shall have to ask for 500 pounds.
500? But I'm only asking for her letters.
That's all very well. How would you like your wife's letters read by millions of people?
I'm prepared to offer 350.
No, I'm sorry. My mind is quite made up.
Could you give me a little time to think this over?
By all means, think it over. But I'm going away the day after tomorrow. Look, I shall have to ring you back.
Hello, Tony.
Hello, Max.
May I come in?
Oh, by all means. You're quite a stranger lately.
I'm sorry I haven't been around before. I wasn't sure how you felt after.
That's all right. Here, let's find some place for you to sit. I'm afraid I haven't seen anybody in weeks. I had to move in here. They keep stopping in the windows and peering in. After the appeal, they started climbing over the gate. Can't blame them, I guess. It's a lot cheaper than a movie and a bit more topical.
I had to come in case there was anything I could do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our lawyers received this morning from the Home Secretary.
You mustn't give up trying. It's not over yet.
I'm afraid it is. We've done all we can. I went to say goodbye to her this morning. She wouldn't see me. I was rather glad, actually. She always did hate goodbyes. She didn't see her again.
Tony, I take it you'd do anything to save her life?
Of course.
Even if it meant going to prison for several years?
Do absolutely anything.
I think you can. I'm certain. If you tell the police exactly the right story.
The right story.
Listen, Tony, I've been working this out for weeks, just in case it came to this. It may be her only chance.
Let's have it.
You'll have to tell the police that you hired Swan to murder her.
What are you talking about?
It's all right, Tony. I've been writing this stuff for years. I know what I'm doing. Margot was convicted because no one would believe her story. The prosecution made out that she was telling one lie after another. The jury believed it. But what did his case amount to? Only three things. My letter, her stocking, and the idea that because no key was found on Swan, she must have let him in herself. Now Swan is dead. You can tell any story you like about him. You can say that you did know him, that you met him and worked out the whole thing together. Now the blackmail. Swan was only suspected of blackmail for two reasons. Because my letter was found in his pocket, and because you saw him the day Margot's bag was stolen.
Well,
You can now tell the police that you never saw him at Victoria. That the whole thing was an invention of yours to try and connect him with the letter.
but the letter was found in his pocket.
Because you put it there.
You mean I should pretend that I stole her handbag?
Sure, you could have.
Why?
Because you wanted to find out who was writing to her. When you read my letter, you were so mad you decided to teach her a lesson.
But I couldn't have written those two blackmail notes.
Why not? No one can prove that you didn't.
All right, so I stole her handbag and I wrote the blackmail notes. What else?
You kept my letter and planted it on Swan after he'd been murdered. And
Wait a minute. When would I have had time to do that?
after you got back from the party and before the police arrived. At the same time, you took one of Margot's stockings from the mending basket and substituted it for whatever Swan had used.
Max, look, I know you're trying to help, but can you imagine anyone believing any of this?
You have to make them believe it.
I wouldn't know what to say. You'd have to come with me.
No, I couldn't do that. They know the sort of stuff I write. If they suspected we'd met and talked this out, they wouldn't even listen. They mustn't know I've been here.
Max, this is crazy. Why should I want anyone to murder Margot?
Oh, one of the stock motives. Had Margot made a will?
Yes, I suppose she had.
Are you the main beneficiary?
Imagine.
Well, there you are.
But thousands of married people leave each other money without killing each other. Police have taken for exactly what it is, a desperate husband's attempt to save his wife.
Well, it's worth a try. They can't hang you for planning a murder that never came off. Face it, the most you'd get would be a few years in prison.
Thanks very much.
And you'd have saved her life. That doesn't seem too big a price.
That's very good coming from you, Max. Her life wouldn't be in jeopardy at all if it wasn't for you. It's because of your association with her that she lost the sympathy of the jury. Max, if there's any way this would work, of course I'd do it. But it's got to be believable. How could I persuade Swan to do such a thing?
You'd have to say you'd offered him money.
What money? I haven't got any.
You would have Margot's money.
It would be months before I could lay my hands on that, and people don't commit murder on credit. I wish I could think of something else.
All right, we will. There is an answer, and we've got to find it. How much time have we got?
It's tomorrow morning.
That's plenty of time.
Evening, Inspector. Is it about my wife?
Oh, I'm afraid not, sir. I'm making inquiries into a robbery that occurred about 3 weeks ago.
Couldn't this wait a few days?
Of course, sir. I'm very conscious of your position. And if I may, I would like to say how deeply sorry.
All right, Inspector. How can I help you?
Well, a cashier of a factory in Ledbury Street was attacked in his office. 2 men made off with several £100, mostly in pound notes.
What does that have to do with me?
Well, in all of these cases, all police divisions are asked to cooperate and be on the lookout for anyone spending large sums of money.
Yes.
I was wondering, sir, have you sold anything recently for cash?
Why?
Well, my sergeant made an inquiry at the Wales Garage. It appears you settled an account there for a little over £60.
Yes, I had a large amount of money on me at the time, so I paid him in cash.
I see. Have you drawn this money recently from the bank?
Have you been to my bank, Inspector?
As a matter of fact, I have. They wouldn't help me. Bank statements are so jealously guarded. Where did you get it, sir?
Is that any of your business?
Oh, now, if it was stolen money, yes, sir, that would be my business. Mind if I smoke?
Not at all. Do you really believe I've been receiving stolen money, Inspector?
Well, until you tell me where you got it, I shan't know what to believe, shall I? Oh, here's the tobacco. You see, if you got that money from somebody you didn't know, well, now that may be the very person that we're looking for. Hello? Is this yours, sir?
What is it?
Well, it appears to be a latch key. I found it lying right there on the floor.
No, I've got mine right here.
No, it isn't yours. Maybe it's mine, then. Oh, yes, it's mine. I have a small hole in the pocket here. Well, you know, the trouble with those latch keys, they all look alike. I'm sorry, sir, you were saying?
I don't believe I was.
Oh, the money, yes. I'd be grateful if you told me where you got it. After all, £100 is a lot of money to be carrying around.
You said 60 a moment ago.
Did I? Oh, yes. My sergeant dug a little bit deeper before he put his report in. He found that you also paid a bill at your tailor's and went for wines and spirits.
Well, I wish you'd come to me straight away. We could have saved a lot of time. I simply won rather a large sum of money at dog racing.
Over £100?
Yes, it has been done before, you know.
I see. Well, I wish you would have come straight away with that information.
I was a little ashamed to be caught at dog racing while my wife was under sentence of death.
Yes, I can understand. It does take your mind off things, doesn't it? Well, it appears you've answered all my questions. I'm sorry to have bothered you at this time. Oh, there is just one more. Do you own a small blue attaché case?
Don't tell me you found it already.
Why, have you lost it?
Yes, I think I lost it in a taxi. How did you know about that attaché case, Inspector?
Well, the wine shop said you had it with you when you paid your bill with them. So I had my sergeant check back at the garage and at your tailor. And oh yes, they remember that you had it with you when you paid your bill with them as well.
Yes, I use it instead of a briefcase.
I see. Well, those taxi men are good at turning things in. I'm sure you'll find it all right. Oh, Mr. Halliday.
Before you go, Inspector, I think Mr. Wendis has something to tell you.
Oh, has he?
What are you talking about, Max?
When I was in here just now, there was a small attaché case. I can't remember where I saw it. Got the key, Tony?
Have you gone mad?
Very well. there's no key, we'll have to open it some other way.
Just a moment, sir. Why did you tell me you left that in the taxi?
Because I thought I had. Look, Max, there's no need to go through all this. I'm sure I have the key here somewhere. I don't know what all the fuss is about. Max, you don't have to do this.
All right, Tony, I'll buy you a new one.
There must be over 500 pounds in here. Where did you get it?
I can tell you why he got it. That money was to have been paid to a man named Swan after he had murdered Mrs. Wendes in this room. As you know, there was an accident, so it wasn't necessary to pay Swan after all. Obviously, he couldn't produce all this without questions being asked, so he lived on it. He's been living on it ever since the 28th of September.
Well, Mr. Wendes?
Just now you said you'd do anything to save Margot. What's made you change your mind?
Inspector, before you came over, he was trying to persuade me to go to the police with the most incredible story you've ever heard. Apparently, I hired Swan to murder my wife so that I could inherit all her money. That's not all. Remember that letter of Mr. Halliday's? It wasn't Swan who stole it, I did. I wrote those 2 blackmail notes and
that stocking which was found.
oh yes, the stocking. Perhaps I should tell this, Max. It may sound more like a confession. I substituted, is that the right word? Substituted one stocking for the other, and what else, Max?
He told Swan he would hide his key somewhere out here. Probably on this ledge. Swan let himself in, then hid behind the curtains. Then Wendes phoned from the hotel and brought her...
Just a moment, sir. If Swan had used Mr. Wendes' key, it would have been found on the body. And besides, how did Mr. Wendes get back in here from the hotel?
She could have let him in, and he could have taken his key out of Swan's pocket before the police arrived.
But he let himself in with his own key. That was established at the trial. Don't you remember?
Come on, Max. It's your move.
Swan could have taken his key from here, unlocked the door, and then returned...
All right, Mr. Halliday, this is all very entertaining, but it isn't getting me any nearer to what I came here to find out.
But this is a matter of life and death. What else matters?
What matters to me is where Mr. Wendes got this money. That's all I want to know.
We'll soon find out how long he's had it.
Now what are you doing?
There you are, Inspector. The last check he wrote was on the 27th of September. That was the day before this happened. I tell you, he's been living off it ever since. Here's his bank statement.
He hasn't drawn any large sums out of the bank. Nothing over 53 pounds.
But just look at these, Inspector, nearly every week. 35 pounds, 40, 35, 45. He could have saved it up.
Of course, I could have been planning all this for years.
Where did you get it?
You sure you want to know, Max? I warn you, you won't like it.
Come on.
Very well. She phoned me from the hotel that evening. Came back and found her kneeling over his body. She was going through his pockets. She kept saying that he had something at first, but she couldn't find it. She was nearly hysterical. That's why I wouldn't let the police question her. The state she was in, she'd have told every lie under the sun. Next morning, she showed me that attaché case, just as it is now, full of £1 notes. She said, if anything happens to me, don't let them find it. After she was arrested, I took the notes in that case to Charing Cross Station and put it in a check room. When I needed some money, I took it out of that check room and put it into another. You see, she was just about to give him the money. She killed him instead.
Do you expect anyone to believe this?
I've really no idea. What about it, Inspector?
Well, it does seem to fit in with the verdict at the trial.
You mean you're not even going to check up on this? She's being hanged tomorrow.
This has all been out of my hands for months. There's been a trial and an appeal.
Oh, of course it wouldn't do you much good, would it? You'd have to admit you arrested the wrong person.
I think you better leave, Max.
You bet I'll leave. But you've made one mistake. What will happen when Margot hears about all this?
She'll deny it, of course.
And perhaps she'll change her will. You'll have done it all for nothing.
Suppose I had told that story of his, Inspector. Would anyone have believed it?
Not a chance, sir. Before nearly every execution, someone always comes forward like this. This must have been very difficult for you coming as it did.
You don't suppose I'll let him see her, do you? I really don't want her upset just now.
Talk to your lawyer. He may be able to prevent it. And may I suggest that you get this money in the bank before someone pinches it?
Yes, I think I will. Thank you.
Oh, just one more thing, sir. I was asked to remind you that there are some items of your wife's at the police station.
What sort of things?
Some books and a handbag, I believe. They wanted you to come by and collect them anytime.
You mean after tomorrow?
Yes, or today if you like. Just ask for the desk sergeant. He knows all about it. I must be off. Goodbye, Mr. Wendis. I don't suppose we'll see each other again.
Thank you, Inspector.
Beta Vale Police. Hello?
Adavale Police.
Yes. This is Chief Inspector here. Give me Sergeant O'Brien, quick.
O'Brien.
O'Brien. Hubbard, look, I got back in again. Start the ball rolling.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing here? What's the idea?
Where's his bank statement?
Shh, never mind that. You've got to get out of here quick.
Have you got it?
Shh, keep quiet.
But don't you see she's gonna...
Shut up! If you want to save Mrs. Wendis, keep your mouth closed. Let me handle this.
You?
Yes. You almost got us ditched then. I should have locked you up.
What is all this?
You talk about flat-footed policemen. May the saints protect us from gifted amateurs. Prepare yourself for a surprise, Mr. Halliday.
Hello, Max. Where's Tony?
He's gone out.
Well, when will he be back?
We are not sure. Thank you, Thompson. Was it you who rang just now?
Yes, why didn't you let me in?
Well, you have a key. Why didn't you use it?
I did, but it didn't fit the lock.
And you know why, don't you?
No, has the lock been changed?
wasn't your key, didn't you?
No.
Mrs. Wendis, your husband has explained this to us. You can tell us all about it now.
What is that? Why am I here? I don't understand any of this.
No, I don't believe you do. Please sit down.
What is going on here?
Thompson,
Sir.
take this to the police station. Wait a minute, you clock! You can't go down the street like that! Here, put it in this. Oh, you...
Margot, what is this? Why are you here?
I don't know. The warden came to see me about an hour ago, and he said I was to come home. Well, 2 detectives drove me here, and we parked just around the corner. Then that policeman said that I could go. But I couldn't get the door open. And when I left, the policeman was still outside. He brought me around to the garden. Where is Tony? He was supposed to come see me this morning, but they said he couldn't come. Has something happened to him?
No, nothing. Inspector, do you think you could tell us what you're up to?
Mrs. Wendis, what I've got to say may come as a shock.
Yes.
We strongly suspect that your husband was planning to murder you.
That's right, Margot. He arranged for Swan to come here that night and kill you.
How long have you done this?
Did you suspect it yourself?
Well, no, never, but... What's the matter with me, Max? I can't seem to feel anything. Maybe having a breakdown or something?
Delayed action, that's all. In a couple of days, you're going to have one hell of a breakdown. When did you find out?
Well, the first clue came quite by accident. You see, Mrs. Wendis, we discovered your husband was spending large sums of pound notes all over the place. It totaled well over 300 pounds, and it started the day after you were arrested. Now, I had to find out how and where he got that money. Then I remembered, shortly after you were arrested, we searched the flat, and I saw that bank statement in the desk. So yesterday afternoon, I went to the prison and asked to see your handbag. While I had it, I lifted your latchkey, quite irregular, but my blood was up. And this morning, after your husband left, I came back here to see this statement. But I never saw it, because I never got through that door. You see, the latchkey that was in your handbag didn't fit the lock. Don't make a sound. Williams, who was that?
Sir?
Who was that?
Wendis, sir.
Which way did he go?
Hold on. Towards the police station, sir.
Good. That was a near one. Maidavale Police?
Yes, sir. O'Brien.
Hubbard here. Look, he's found out about his raincoat. He just came back here and couldn't get in. He's on his way back to the police station. Has Thompson arrived with the handbag?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now, give Wendis the books and the handbag. Make sure he sees the key. Oh, better yet, have him check all the contents and sign for it. If he wants his own key and raincoat, tell him I went off to Glasgow.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No questions.
Right. Now ring me up as soon as he leaves the station. Have you got it now, Mr. Halliday?
I don't think so. Where is Mrs. Wendis' key?
an hour to find it.
But if it was there, why didn't Wendy's use it just now?
He didn't use it because he didn't realize it was there. He still believes it's in Mrs. Wendis' handbag. You see, you were nearly right. He told Swan that he would put the key under the stair carpet. And he told him to put it back there when he left. Now, since he was killed, it was only natural for Mr. Wendis to assume that the key was in one of Swan's pockets. And that's where he made his little mistake. Because he did exactly what you suggested, Mr. Halliday. He took that key from under the stair carpet, unlocked the door, and put it back there before he came in.
And it's been out there ever since. And the key that Wendy's took from Swan's pocket and returned to her handbag was
Swan's own latchkey. Even I didn't think of that at once. You know, Mrs. Wendis, I thought your husband changed the locks. I was always surprised that there was no key found on the body. After all, most men carry a latchkey about with them. And then I had a brainwave. I took the key that was in your handbag over to Mrs. Van Dorn's apartment. And I unlocked the door. Then I went in, borrowed her telephone, and called Scotland Yard.
But why did you bring me here?
You were the only other person who could know that it was outside under the stair carpet. I needed to find out if you knew it was there.
But what if I had known?
Oh, you didn't.
Max,
Yes, darling.
you're gonna have that breakdown now.
O'Brien,
Yes, sir. He's just left the station.
good. Try to hold on just a little bit longer. Williams,
Sir.
he just left the station. Give me a thumb if he comes this way.
All right, sir.
What happens now?
Sooner or later, he will come back here. Now, since I pinched his latchkey, he will try to use the one in the handbag. When that doesn't fit the lock, well, he'll realize his mistake, put two and two together, and look under the stair carpet.
But if he doesn't do that, all this is pure guesswork. You can't prove a thing.
That's perfectly true. But when that door opens, we'll know everything.
What will you do then?
I'm to phone Scotland Yard. They're standing by for my call now.
Mrs. Wendis.
We'll have nothing else to fear.
All right, Margot?
I'm fine.
Quiet, you two. Careful.
He's going around by the garden. You'll see the broken glass.
Quiet. He's coming back. Please remember,